Good morning and welcome to our discussion. I want to start by asking everyone a question. Have you ever stood in a supermarket aisle looking at 50 different types of pasta sauce and felt completely lost? Or maybe you've spent an entire evening scrolling through a streaming service, trying to pick a movie and ended up watching nothing at all. This feeling is at the heart of our topic today. Is it better to have a lot of choices or just a few good ones? We often believe that more choice is always better, but it can sometimes feel overwhelming and stressful. This is known as the paradox of choice. To help us explore this idea, we have two excellent speakers with us. Please welcome Ben, a technology blogger who believes that having many choices is essential for freedom and progress. And joining him is Chloe, a sustainability designer who argues that a few high-quality options lead to a happier and more meaningful life. Our goal today is to understand both sides of this very interesting everyday problem. Ben, let's start with you. Why do you believe that more choice is better?
Thank you, Maria. I'm genuinely excited to talk about this because I think choice is one of the best things about the modern world. I absolutely love having options. For me, it means I can find exactly what I want and need, not just what someone else decides is good for me. My first big point is about personalization and freedom. We are all different individuals with unique tastes, needs, and dreams. A world with many choices celebrates this diversity. Think about something simple, like your morning coffee. 20 years ago, you could choose between black or with milk. Now I can walk into a cafe and choose between 5 types of milk, like oat or almond milk. I can add a special syrup, choose the strength of the coffee, and get it exactly how I like it. This small thing makes my day better. This isn't just about coffee, it's about everything. Look at media and hobbies. With millions of books, podcasts, and videos online, everyone can find something that speaks to them personally. You might love historical documentaries while I love science fiction podcasts. A world with few choices would force one of us to accept the other's preference. A world with many choices allows us both to be happy. My second point is about how choice drives quality and innovation. When many companies compete for our money, they can't be lazy. They have to work hard to win our trust and business. This means they must constantly improve their products, offer better customer service, and keep their prices fair. Competition is fantastic for the consumer. Let's take smartphones as an example. 15 years ago, we had very few options, and they were expensive and basic. Now, because of intense competition between dozens of companies, we have incredible technology in our pockets. We have amazing cameras, batteries that last all day, and beautiful screens. There are phones for every budget, from cheap models that are still very good to expensive ones with professional features. This progress happened because of choice, not in spite of it. If we had only 2 or 3 companies, they would have no reason to innovate so quickly or to offer lower prices. They could give us the same product year after year. In conclusion, having many choices is a sign of a healthy, free, and innovative society. It shows that we value individuality and progress. More choice isn't a problem. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's the freedom to discover new things, to express who you are, and to build a life that is perfectly, uniquely yours.
Thank you, Ben, for that passionate opening. Chloe, a very different perspective from you. You argue that fewer, better choices are the way to go. Please explain.
Thank you. Ben speaks of opportunity and freedom, but I think for many people, the reality of too much choice feels like a burden, not a gift. My argument is based on the idea that our time and mental energy are our most precious resources. A world of endless options is constantly demanding both. My first point is about a very real problem: decision fatigue and anxiety. Our brains are like muscles. They get tired. When we have to make too many small decisions, all day, every day, our brains get exhausted. This is decision fatigue. It makes us feel stressed, anxious, and can lead to us making poor choices because we just don't have the energy to think clearly anymore. Let's use a more serious example than coffee. Imagine you are trying to choose an insurance plan or a new school for your child. You look at dozens of websites, compare hundreds of features, and read countless reviews. You start to worry constantly. Did I pick the best one? What if I missed a better option? Is there a cheaper price somewhere? The stress of making the perfect choice can become so great that it ruins the original purpose, which was to find security or happiness. In the end, we often feel less satisfied with our choice because we are always wondering about the options we didn't pick. My second point is about quality over quantity, which also connects to sustainability. I believe in the principle of less but better. A few well-made, reliable, and beautiful products are much better than 100 cheap ones that break easily. The world Ben describes, with endless competition, has a dark side. It has led to, quote, fast fashion, where we buy cheap clothes we wear only twice. It has led to electronics that are designed to be replaced every year. When we have too many cheap options, we stop valuing our possessions. We treat them as disposable. This culture of more is creating mountains of waste and polluting our planet. When we buy fewer, better things, we appreciate them more. We take care of them, we repair them, and we create less waste. This is not only better for our peace of mind, but it is also much kinder to our planet. So, true freedom isn't about having a million options to choose from. It's about having the time, money, and mental energy to enjoy the good choices we make. It's about choosing a simpler, calmer, and higher quality life, instead of getting lost in a noisy marketplace of endless, mediocre products.
Thank you both for your strong opening statements. Now, let's get into the discussion. Chloe, I want to start with you. Ben made a very strong point about competition. If we have fewer companies and fewer products, aren't you worried that prices will go up and quality will actually go down? Without that pressure from competitors, what stops a company from becoming lazy and expensive?
That's an important question, but I think it assumes that endless competition is the only way to get quality. I believe the key is not competition, but curation. Curation means that someone, or a group of people, with expertise and good values, does the hard work for us. They select the best options, so we don't have to. Think about a small, local bookstore. The owner reads hundreds of books and chooses to sell only the ones they believe are great. You trust their taste, so choosing a book becomes a joy, not a task. In my world of fewer better things, quality doesn't come from a race to the bottom on price. It comes from good design, fair labor practices, and durable materials. We can have trustworthy brands that build a reputation for excellence. Their quote, competition is not about being the cheapest, but about being the most reliable or the most ethical. So instead of a sea of mediocre options, you have a small number of excellent, trusted choices. This actually raises the standard of quality.
Ben, what do you think of that? The idea of curation instead of open competition?
I think curation sounds nice, but it's just a pleasant word for gatekeeping. Who decides who these curators are? Who gives them the right to choose for me? The owner of that small bookstore might have great taste, but what if their taste is not my taste? What if they don't like science fiction? Does that mean I should not be able to read it? The beauty of a large marketplace is that I am the curator. I have the power to choose. Chloe's world puts that power in the hands of a select few. That is not freedom.
That's a fair point. Let me turn to you then, Ben. Chloe described the very real feeling of, quote, decision fatigue. We all feel that stress. How do you suggest people handle the anxiety that comes with having so many choices, especially in our busy digital world, where every click presents new options?
I absolutely acknowledge that feeling. Decision fatigue is real, but I see it as a challenge to be managed, not a reason to eliminate choice. The solution isn't to remove the choices. It's to become better at navigating them. And technology, which creates many of these choices, also gives us the tools to manage them. When you shop online, you don't look at every single item. You use filters. You can filter by price, by brand, by size, by color. We have customer reviews, expert ratings, and recommendation algorithms that learn what we like. These are modern tools for curation, but the difference is that I am in control of them. Learning to use these tools effectively is a new and necessary skill for the modern world. It's like learning to drive a car. A car gives you the freedom to go anywhere. But you must learn the rules of the road to do it safely. So the answer is not to get rid of the roads. The answer is better driver's education.
That's an interesting analogy. I have one more question for both of you. Ben, let's start with you. What about the environmental cost of endless production that Chloe mentioned? How can a system based on more be sustainable?
That is a serious issue, but I believe the same engine of choice and competition can solve it. As more consumers become aware of environmental issues, they start choosing sustainable products. This creates a market for eco-friendly innovation. Companies now compete to offer products made from recycled materials or to have a smaller carbon footprint. Choice allows us to support the companies that share our values.
And Chloe, what about people with very specific needs? For example, people with food allergies, or people with very unique hobbies, or those who need specialized medical equipment. Don't they benefit from the wider market that Ben described?
Absolutely, and a well-designed, curated system must include them. Few does not have to mean one size fits all. A curated system should be based on real human needs. So for food, it would mean having excellent, clearly labeled options for people who are gluten-free, or vegan, or have nut allergies. It's about removing the unnecessary noise, the 50 brands of the same sugary cereal, and focusing on providing high-quality, meaningful options that serve the real diversity of the community.
This has been a fantastic discussion. We are running short on time, so I'd like to ask you both for a brief closing statement. Chloe, you can go first.
My core message is this: too much choice is often stressful, wasteful, and doesn't make us happier. It fills our lives with clutter and anxiety. By choosing less but better, we save our time, our energy, and our planet's resources. I encourage you to find the joy in good enough. Your time and your peace of mind are your most valuable possessions. Choose to protect them.
Thank you, Chloe. And Ben, your final thoughts?
Choice is freedom. Choice is individuality. Choice is the engine of progress that makes our lives better and more interesting. Yes, it can be messy sometimes, but we should embrace this challenge, not fear it. We have the tools to navigate it. The world is full of amazing possibilities waiting to be discovered. I encourage you to stay curious, explore your options, and use the power of choice to build a life that you truly love.
Thank you, Ben and Chloe, for sharing your thoughtful and passionate arguments today. You have presented two very different ways of looking at the world. One that values the search for the perfect option, and one that values the peace of finding a good one. So we leave our audience with the final question. What is right for you? A world of endless possibilities, or a world of peaceful simplicity? Thank you for joining us.